everyone. Welcome back to Rabbit Hole Report. I am Jake.
I am Tom.
What?
Hey, easy. What's your name?
Tony.
He is Tony. It's like every other episode, you're kind of like shaken up. Oh, sorry, do you have something?
Yeah. There's obviously why.
Let's save it. You know, last week we talked about dreams, and I don't really remember how we got out of that, but a lot of the dreams that we were talking about, I mean, it was a fun episode, but I remember talking about some of those dreams which, were more like nightmares. And so that obviously got me thinking into fear, the psychology of fear, and different ways fear manifests.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I can see one right now.
You're afraid because he's holding a bat?
It's not for you. It's not for you. Don't worry about it. I got this.
Okay, well, I won't worry about it then. That's
fair enough.
Easy enough to follow. Before we jump into any history or anything like that, do you guys have a moment in your life that stands out as either a time when you were the most afraid or you saw someone who was the most afraid?
Yeah. So one time I was doing this show with two of my friends, and suddenly a short, hairless man appeared on my lap, and I've never really experienced something like that. It just manifested, and then how do you guys not remember this?
Are you talking about another show you did with two friends?
No, it literally just happened last week. He was right here.
I think this might be my scariest moment now, because he has a bat in his hand.
Yeah?
I'm just not...
I found this over there.
Oh, you found this over there?
I found this over there.
You want to try? See what I found? Huh?
You are
it was
looking
hanging
very
up over there.
You're looking very dapper.
Thank you very much. It was hanging over. It had like a couple feathers on it. I did, push them off. And have you found anything to eat around here? Have you found anything?
It's just grubs.
We all eat grub. Yeah.
I got stuff.
No,
here.
no, actual.
Like Grubhub?
No, you have Grubhub?
I haven't used it. I just had other options.
Raisinets down here in the rabbit hole. This is.
Are you sure?
There's a little carroty taste to it, but try it. I mean, you gotta have food, huh? Huh?
You can go for it. I'm low carbing.
Anyway.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Tony talked about fear he had in whatever his previous show he used to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think those might be all yours. But go ahead, again,
Okay.
get your sustenance
I like to share.
however you can.
A little tangy.
Yeah, no thanks. I already had leftovers. Anyway, so fear manifests in a lot of different ways. And there have been stories throughout history, of course, many religious tales. The Epic of Gilgamesh, the Babylonian epic poem, maybe first recorded, written, Gilgamesh.
What?
That one was about King Gilgamesh and bringing one of his friends, Enkidu, back from the dead. That story involved the threat of what we would say now is a zombie uprising, but back then more like ghouls, undead. The Egyptians obviously had a ton of monsters or demon gods. The Greeks did as well. Pliny the Elder, the Roman author, had a written ghost story. That might be the first haunted house story, where a ghost was pleading to come basically save me from the prison.
Gilgamesh is considered by some like the first superhero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are many different conspiracy theories about him, that he was part man, part alien, if you believe any of the Anunnaki stories. But also said to be the legends, said to just be a giant of a person. So again, an epic poem, sort of like Beowulf, same thing, very, very strong, those figures like that. So you get into more modern times, of course, there's Brothers Grimm. A lot of those stories were used as warnings for children, don't do this, don't do that. The idea of like fear in media, or forms of media has been around forever, and certainly is today. Getting into this discussion here, those of us who are partaking, what kind of like things do scare you, or a movie you find terrifying?
I wish I could think of a movie off the top of my head. There
can think
are
of a lot.
many. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, The Exorcist is a movie. When I first saw it,
Classic.
that whole story is based on something that did happen out of Washington, out of the Georgetown area. But I believe with the way the Catholic Church works, you take that person out of the area that they are in. And they came to St. Louis.
Yes.
That's where the exorcism was performed. I had just moved to St. Louis. So I'm in my apartment, I'm getting ready to go to bed.
Were you involved with the exorcism?
no,
You just
no,
coincidentally moved at the same time?
No, not at the same time. When the movie came out.
Oh,
The movie had just come out.
My mistake.
Yeah. I'm not sure about this one. Anyway,
Not sure about any of them.
so I'm getting ready to go to sleep. I had just seen the movie, came home, getting ready to go to sleep. What I didn't know is the people in the apartment above me had a cat. And I'm just starting to nod off. And I guess what happened is the cat started using its litter box. So right above my head, I heard scratch, 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 scratch. And the first thing I thought was rats in the attic. I didn't sleep at all that night, but I know that every light in my apartment was on. So The Exorcist did that to me. The other one was Jaws. I actually read the Navy's research on shark attacks after I saw that, because I got to know about these things.
Right.
Yeah. So those two off the top of my head.
Yeah, pretty different. Both of them obviously very good at building tension, but beyond that, like pretty different movies.
And just about anything with Adam Sandler.
Little Nicky was terrifying.
There you go.
Jaws did it for me when I was a kid. After I saw it, that I was so afraid of taking a shower. Like I would make sure that I didn't have any cuts on my body because I was worried that if I bled, that a shark would go through the plumbing and eat me while taking a shower. And I'm still pretty afraid of the ocean for the most part. Whenever I've been in it, so so Jaws was mine.
Okay, I mean, on some level, some of that makes sense. So I get,
Well, I was a kid.
What level?
that water was involved in a shark, but
You're giving him a lot of latitude on that one. I don't know.
I was a kid.
do you tend to prefer psychological movies? Some movies have the jump scares, there's slashers, there's a lot of different genres.
I tend to go more with the psychological suspense, something that holds you in thrall. Many times they end it with, some kind of, the one that I recall is the movie Wait Until Dark. And it was a very, Audrey Hepburn was in that, I can't remember his name right now, acted for a long time, but he was a villain who was really creepy, and you're going through all of this suspense. Now, Audrey Hepburn is blind. This person comes in, one person comes in, he's a police officer in his, and this bad guy sneaks in behind him. He's part of their little trio there. And the being blind and her she realizes this is not a good person, and she's trying to defend herself, and you think she has, but all of a sudden, it's one of those things. And when I was watching that movie, everybody in the theater jumped. One person actually jumped up and went into the row behind her. Boom. Yes, it was a fallback from jump. It came out of nowhere.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
More like
yes,
spasm.
No. But of course I knew her and I pointed and laughed. That was the best part. But I had jumped in my seat. Wait Until Dark. It is an excellent movie. Alan Arkin was the bad guy.
Okay. I will check that one out.
You should.
That story reminded me like high school era, I'd have friends over and we'd watch scary movies. You know, we saw Scream, you know, some classics there. My favorite movie I ever screened, it's probably my favorite horror movie, honestly, is called In the Mouth of Madness. And it's John Carpenter, kind of a Lovecraftian, not a folk, but
Yeah.
too hard to explain quickly. But that movie has a lot of psychological what's happening. And also
As
some,
Carpenter is good at.
yes, and also some pretty good jump scares in there. I don't know now, it's 95-ish, how some of it would age. But anyway, was screening that movie with some friends. There's a scene in there they all say to this day they're afraid to drive at night, so that should tell you what kind of staying power it has.
Okay.
But one particular scene was a double jump scare he put in. And one of my friends was lying on his stomach, just on the carpet, in front of the TV. And from his stomach, this jump scare happened, and his whole body got a foot off the ground.
A levitation plank.
Levitation. He defied physics. He was so scared.
Yeah.
Amazing. But that's not like your spasm. It's just like, how do you even do that outside of just sheer fear and survival?
Well, that's why I pointed and laughed, because it's like, how did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden ends up in the seat next to me.
Oh.
And you've never seen Alan Arkin play absolute evil.
No.
And he's very good at it.
No, the first movie I thought of when you said his name was Little Miss Sunshine, and that was not much of a horror film.
No, he was just...
I did go into the theater thinking it was, and was severely disappointed. Yeah. Anyway, oh hey, what's up?
So in high school, the movie The Ring came out, and
Another good one. Very good.
That before recent events was the most scared I had ever been in my life.
Wow.
There are some very iconic imagery and things that happened to the main character that I believed was happening to me after watching the movie. For example, I was in high school, so I was with my parents, and our computer was down in the basement, and I would hang out down there and use the computer to talk to my friends via AOL Instant Messenger, if you recall that, AIM. And in our basement, we also have a big TV, and I used to record wrestling, WWE and WCW, via blank tapes. And so I had blank tapes everywhere, and that's a large part of that movie as well. And as I'm trying to type to my friends, I swear I keep hearing things outside of the room. And it freaked me out so much that my nose started bleeding profusely. It got all over the keyboard, but I was too scared to go.
Laugh at that, but okay.
I was too scared to go to the bathroom that was across the hall to clean up everything. So I just had a bloody keyboard below me. I was too afraid to go back upstairs because I had to go through the darkness. So I stayed up until I heard my parents wake up in the morning to finally get enough courage to get back to my room and try to get the last few hours of sleep before I had to wake up for whatever else I had to wake up for.
I don't mean to belittle you. You said high school? Maybe?
This was high school.
Okay.
In the movie, the main character had 7 days to live before they died. Every single day, I was concerned that I was going to die in a week. And luckily, by day 5, I forgot about it, and by day 8, I realized,
As tends to happen with existential fear, yeah.
I moved on and realized that the deadline was already over. So
Okay, so again, this was in high school.
this was in high
Were
school.
you one of the guys who wore the pocket protectors for your pens and stuff in your pocket?
4 pocket protectors.
For,
Little
okay.
weeping hemophiliac child, afraid of bleeding all the time.
I was a teenager, a child.
Teenage angst, is this what you're trying to portray here?
I'm just saying that it freaked me out and things happened because everyone in the theater saw the video. If you watch the video, you die in 7 days. We all saw it, and weird things were happening to me. That was exactly what was happening to the protagonist.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, The Ring was good, but dude. Like,
Well, the theater that I went to, they issued sponges for people because of the copious amount of nosebleeds that happened in the theater when I went. So those, you should have gone to the right theater, probably.
did you take a shower after that movie?
I don't remember.
Probably not, because if you're bleeding in there, then you have a shark and a demon girl coming after you.
Yeah. Are you able to take showers now? Did that part go away? Like,
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
I was a child, and then I grew up to be an older child, and was afraid again, and haven't been afraid again until more recently, where things happen.
My big takeaway is I'm glad you're showering, because I wasn't sure if that was you or the candy.
it's still a little tang to it, carroty taste. I don't know what it's all about. But I finally got some food. I'm happy. You didn't want to take any. What, were you afraid of it?
No, I'm not afraid of your little rat poop, or whatever it was, a rabbit poop.
Well, you can't act all tough now.
Yeah.
Literally, every story you've told, both stories you've told, let's be fair,
Okay.
have been you, again, a weeping child.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, we're getting a little hostile. Why don't we take a break, guys? And we'll come back. We'll get Tony some
I was a child.
warm milk and a binky or something, and we'll come back. All right. Okay, guys, I'm back. Hey, you are really looking sharp today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Asked the Void to print some stuff in the green room, and delivered big time. I forgot about the jumpy thing, sorry. So basically, it's just some genres we can run through real quick, talk about those. We kind of mentioned slashers like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Some of them kind of cross into different genres. Scream, that one kind of revitalized that genre a little bit, just so clever and meta. We get into monster movies, classics, Frankenstein,
Oh, yeah.
Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Best.
Classic. I mean, pretty unrealistic. I don't know if any of us have any experience with stuff like that, but they were certainly, for a long time, like kind of the cinematic gold standard, I would say.
Yes, they were. The Creature from the Black Lagoon, that reminds me a lot of Prom, but I don't want to get into that.
Ooh, which side are you on?
Well, I wasn't a creature, let me put it that way.
He was the Lagoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, the Lagoon.
Supernatural horror. We talked about The Exorcist, obviously all-time
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
Poltergeist would be in there. The Ring would be in there. The Evil Dead could be considered that. That's obviously a great series. Tony's usually more talkative about that. Drag Me to Hell is a more recent version in that genre. Also a Sam Raimi who did Evil Dead.
Okay.
Surprisingly good. Again, not really something that's likely to happen to people, but cool. The Splatter Gore series. My instant thought on a lot of those is I don't know if I'll really like it, but there are some classics there, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
Some I Spit on Your Grave. There's all kinds of very Saw would be more recent, Hostel. Not my thing, but they are popular. The survival genre that would get you into like zombies or like apocalyptic type stuff. Night of the Living Dead, in my opinion, pretty tough to top that one.
Yeah.
They're coming for you, Tony. They're coming for you.
Still a classic.
It is.
Yeah. 28 Days Later would be like a new good zombie one that's kind of approaching that level. But
But Night of the Living Dead, that really set the standard.
that's another genre creator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's and I watched that a couple years ago. Still holds up.
Oh, it holds. Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And great. Every great zombie piece of fiction since then kind of owes the homage to that with the psychology in that film. We talked about psychological horror, speaking of psychology. So, Psycho. Maybe one of the first there.
Yes,
Hitchcock has a
going
lot.
back to Hitchcock.
Hitchcock has a lot. Some other great examples: The Shining, which Tony and I are great fans of. Silence of the Lambs. You know, a lot of good films in that
Yes.
genre.
Now, you have some of them that also cross.
Yes.
You know, I mean, Alien is, I mean, that is suspense, but there's also a little bit
Yes.
of gore in that one as well.
I probably could have thrown that out for the monster genre too, but it
Three,
is.
yeah.
It's sci-fi. It's monster. It is the tension
Slasher,
in that.
oh,
the
yeah.
tension in that one is incredible.
Yes.
And the cast or the crew of the Nostromo, the ship, aren't your typical like action heroes. They're regular workers.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you have this horrible apex predator xenomorph, and you never know where it is, but it knows where you are.
Yes. And that's the great suspense, because as a viewer, I never knew when that xenomorph was going to strike.
Yes.
Never knew when, where, neither did they.
Sort of like a good nightmare, you just don't know. Yeah. Oh crap, when am I the last one left? Or,
I don't want to be the last one, but I don't want to be the next one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no good answer unless you're Sigourney Weaver and you get out of it.
Yes.
Luckily, again, people don't have to live through that kind of thing. Body horror, that genre is one right off the bat. I think that's not one I'm a big fan of, although you think back to The Fly, or another John Carpenter movie I really like, The Thing.
Yes.
You could count that, also Alien, but you could count that as body horror, and that is another all-time classic. So there are good ones there.
You're talking about the remake, though, with Jeff Goldblum with The Fly, right?
I thought you meant Antarctica. No.
No.
Yes, the remake.
Yeah, because the other one ends at kind of a very comic sort of note, although it was a horror movie for its time.
Yeah.
Help me. That one.
Can you even imagine having to live through something like that? Luckily, we don't. We talked about a lot of movies, and some of them, especially that, like The Exorcist or Alien, that still hold up today.
Yeah.
But there's also, on the flip side, a lot of movies that we, used to be afraid of, and now you watch them, and either the effects don't hold up, or you just get to a point in life where something you were afraid of before is not as scary now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of things. You wonder if maybe the fix was in, because there were a lot of things that we were told when we were young that
When we were kids.
Yes, when we were kids.
Exactly.
Good. He did that well.
He's got one contribution.
Yeah, when we were kids that we took as gospel. I mean, it was etched in stone. Bunch of those things that, yeah, it'd be a good idea to talk about those, I think.
Okay.
She's here! Don't look at her! Don't look at her! Ah, demon! Ah!
What a sissy, Mary.